What if doing less could actually make you more productive? Sounds counterintuitive, right? We've all been taught that being busy equals being productive. But what if that's a lie? What if the secret to unlocking your true potential is not doing more, but doing less of what doesn't matter? In a world that's constantly pulling us in 1,000 different directions, we're bombarded with distractions, endless to-do lists, and the pressure to be everywhere at once. But here's the truth: the real key to productivity isn't in the hustle, it's in the intentional focus. That's where minimalism comes in. It's not about cutting back for the sake of cutting back. It's about getting clear on what truly deserves your time and energy, so you can work smarter, not harder. In today's video, we're going to explore how minimalism can revolutionize your approach to productivity. From prioritizing your most important goals, to eliminating distractions, and even learning how to take intentional breaks that leave you recharged and ready to tackle what really matters. If you're ready to stop feeling overwhelmed and start achieving more with less effort, stay tuned. What we're about to discuss could completely shift the way you think about productivity. Part 1: Prioritizing with purpose. You can do anything, but you can't do everything. This timeless quote captures the essence of productivity in today's world. With so many demands on our time, how do we decide what's worth focusing on? But how do you figure out what truly matters? How do you decide what to prioritize in a world filled with endless options and distractions? Here's the secret: it's all about aligning your time and energy with the things that truly move you forward toward your long-term goals. Minimalism isn't about doing less for the sake of it. It's about doing what matters most with intention and focus. The first step is identifying your core goals, whether they relate to your career, personal growth, or well-being. Once you have a clear understanding of your objectives, it becomes easier to recognize what aligns with them and what doesn't. The core principle here is simple. When you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. And that's a powerful realization. Every commitment you make takes up precious time and energy. If you say yes to everything that comes your way, you might end up spreading yourself too thin. Saying no is not a negative thing. It's actually an act of strength. It's about protecting your most valuable resource, your time. In Japanese minimalism, the focus is always on intentionality. You don't clutter your life with things, tasks, or commitments that don't serve a greater purpose. The idea is to protect your energy by making choices that reflect your priorities, rather than letting the outside world dictate where your attention should go. When you have clarity about what matters most, it becomes easier to filter out distractions. One of the most impactful practices you can adopt is learning to say no without guilt. In many cultures, saying no can feel uncomfortable, like you're letting people down, but in reality, by saying no to less important things, you're saying yes to focusing on the activities that will truly help you grow, succeed, and thrive. Minimalism teaches us that being busy doesn't necessarily mean being productive. Productivity isn't about filling your day with tasks, it's about ensuring that your time is spent on the things that move you closer to your goals. When you prioritize with purpose, you create a life where every action and decision is aligned with your true intentions. By focusing only on what truly matters, you'll not only be more productive, you'll also experience a greater sense of fulfillment, because everything you do will have meaning and purpose. Part 2: Creating space for focus. Think about your environment for a second. A cluttered desk, an overflowing email inbox, endless notifications popping up every minute. It's chaos, right? And a chaotic environment often leads to a chaotic mind. When you're surrounded by distractions, your ability to focus diminishes and your productivity suffers. But what if you could change that? What if creating space for focus could be as simple as removing the clutter around you? Let me know in the comments. What's the one thing that always distracts you at work or home? Is it your email, your phone, or something else? If you're ready to declutter your mind and workspace, make sure to hit that subscribe button. When people first think of minimalism, they usually imagine decluttering their homes, getting rid of unnecessary items in their closets. But minimalism doesn't stop there. It extends to every aspect of your life, including your workspace. The first time I embraced minimalism, I didn't just clear my closet. I tackled my workspace too. I took a hard look at everything around me. The piles of papers, the sticky notes, the endless files on my desktop. I cleared away everything that wasn't serving me or helping me focus on what really mattered. And let me tell you, the difference it made in my productivity was remarkable. In Japanese minimalism, there's a concept called ma, which translates to negative space. It's not just about removing physical things from your environment. It's about intentionally creating room for focus, clarity, and peace of mind. Ma is the space between things. It's the pause between tasks, the gap between thoughts. In a world full of noise and distractions, Ma teaches us the power of stillness. When you clear out the clutter, your mind has room to breathe, think clearly, and focus on what truly matters. Imagine working in a room with an open, clear desk, where only the essentials are present. Every item has its place, and every surface is clean. You're not overwhelmed by distractions. Your focus is sharp, your mind is clear, and you can work without constant interruptions. That's the essence of Ma, creating space to help you think and work more effectively. Start by clearing your physical space. Take 10 minutes today to declutter your workspace, remove unnecessary items, organize your desk, and make sure you only have the essentials in sight. But it doesn't stop there. Your digital space deserves just as much attention. Clean out your email inbox, delete apps you no longer use, and turn off notifications that distract you from your work. Trust me, it might feel like a small step, but the difference it makes in your ability to focus and stay in control of your time will be huge. When you take the time to clear the clutter, both physical and digital, you're not just tidying up your environment, you're creating a mental space where focus can thrive. This doesn't just reduce stress, it also gives you the clarity you need to do your best work. Part 3. The importance of rest and reflection. In today's hustle culture, we think working harder means being more productive. But here's the truth, rest is just as important than work itself. By slowing down and taking intentional breaks, your brain actually gets sharper, clearer, and more creative. I used to push myself to the max, thinking it was the only way to succeed. But the moment I started taking regular breaks, I noticed I could make better decisions, stay focused longer, and feel more energized. It was like a light bulb went off. Next time you feel burnt out, give yourself permission to step away. Go for a walk, meditate for 5 minutes, or just sit in silence. When you return, you'll be amazed at how much more productive you'll feel. Let me know how you rest and recharge in the comments. Part 4. Focus on the present. In today's hustle culture, we often equate working harder with being more productive. The more hours you put in, the more you get done, right? But here's the truth. Rest is just as important as the work itself. Without taking time to step back, you're not just burning out, you're actually making it harder to stay productive and creative. It may sound counterintuitive, but slowing down and taking intentional breaks actually helps your brain perform better. Instead of forcing yourself to push through exhaustion, stepping away from work allows your mind to recharge and reset. When you return to your task, You'll be more focused, more creative, and more efficient. It's like giving your brain a much-needed reset button. Think about it. When you're working non-stop, your mind becomes cluttered and your ability to think critically or solve problems diminishes. Taking a break allows you to step out of that mental fog. You can return with a fresh perspective, sharper decision-making, and the energy to keep going. Minimalism isn't just about physical clutter, it's about mental clutter too. In Japan, there's a practice called kinhin, which is the practice of walking meditation. It's a moment of mindful reflection where you slow down and allow yourself the space to reflect and process. Similarly, taking breaks for reflection in your workday gives you the chance to make clearer decisions and reduce mental fatigue. Instead of constantly rushing from task to task, minimalism teaches us to pause, reflect, and make thoughtful choices. When you create space for reflection, you're actually making your workflow more efficient. By slowing down and reflecting on your work, you avoid unnecessary mistakes and come up with more thoughtful, well-planned solutions. Next time you feel the weight of burnout creeping in, give yourself permission to step away. It's not laziness, it's an investment in your productivity. Whether it's taking a walk outside, meditating for 5 minutes, or simply sitting in silence, allow your brain to recharge. When you return, you'll be amazed at how much more productive and focused you feel. Remember, productivity isn't about constant motion. It's about knowing when to pause and reset. Incorporating regular breaks and moments of reflection into your routine can help you work smarter, not harder. As we've discussed today, minimalism isn't about cutting things out for the sake of it. It's about making intentional choices, deciding what really matters, and carving out space for what moves you closer to your goals. When you prioritize with purpose, you protect your most valuable resources, your time and energy. You stop saying yes to everything and start saying yes to the things that truly propel you forward, whether in your career, personal growth, or well-being. It's about working smarter, not harder. Creating space for focus, both in your physical and digital environments, helps clear distractions that cloud your mind. A clutter-free space isn't just tidy, it's a productivity powerhouse, helping you think clearly and work with intention. And don't forget, rest and reflection are just as vital. Taking a break isn't laziness, it's a strategy for success. When you step back, you recharge your mind, coming back more focused and creative. Lastly, by practicing presence, you align with the Japanese concept of Echigo Aichi, the idea that every moment is unique and deserves your full attention. Imagine how much more you could accomplish if you gave every task the focus it truly deserves. Minimalism teaches us that productivity isn't about doing more. It's about creating intentional space, mentally and physically, for what truly matters. When you focus on your priorities, eliminate distractions, take meaningful breaks, and stay present, you won't just boost your productivity, you'll feel more fulfilled in everything you do. If you're ready to start applying minimalism to your life, start small. Prioritize what matters most, clear away the distractions, and take intentional breaks. These simple practices, done consistently, will help you work smarter, not harder. What's the biggest challenge you face when it comes to staying productive? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and strategies. And if you found value in this video, give it a like, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more content that helps you simplify your life and maximize your potential. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time.